Hi everyone and welcome. This is Hado and we are playing Bloodborne NG Plus walkthrough. This is chapter 8. It's going to be a lot of exploration of new places. I think we're gonna go to get the runes, to get the tool to be allowed to use runes in the game. I'm going to show you how. So yeah, so as you will see, what was the road to get to the runes. We're going to get to another boss before the runes, of course, and I'm going to talk about stats priority for a new character that maybe you're just starting the game and you want to make a new character. So I'm going to be talking about stats priority and weapons, what you should get, what you should avoid, and as we make our way towards the Hemwick Channel Lane, I think is called the place that we need to go. So as I stated before, and you already realized, this is a character level 100 or close to 100. This is NG Plus. That means I already went through a new game, and this is the game that starts after the end of new game. It's called NG Plus. That's a staple of the Soul series, and now also of Bloodborne. NG Plus is actually harder than NG, and that's the gimmick. Here I'm gonna miss the backstab, and every character in the fucking woods are going to see me, so I'm just gonna rush. I'm just gonna rush the entire woods. This is not Forbidden Woods, by the way, not at all. This is just an area before reaching Hemwick Channel Lane. Those creatures, those hairy creatures, that are really hard, and they hit like a truck. So you want to avoid them at all cost. Even for a character of my level, they can kill me easily in 2 or 3 hits. So I'm gonna get to the lamp, light it, and we're safe. The enemies pacify when you are near the lamp. Goodbye. And oh, well. Bloodborne just called me a liar because a dog just attacked me on the lamp. So sometimes I pacify. Just don't take my word for it. Always be on the lookout for danger in this game. Always. So yeah, let's talk about stat priority as I make my way through the boss, towards the boss. So stat priority, guys, is really, I made a lot of characters already in Bloodborne, and I should say, don't make a character, don't increase stamina first. I have, believe it or not, I have base stamina in this character, and my stamina only goes up from base stamina because I have a rune that gives me 50% bonus that I'm going to show how to get, not in this video but in a later video. I'm going to show you how to get it, and with that rune and base stamina you can actually roll so many times, dodge so many times, and attack long enough to kill any enemy and to defend and kill any boss in the game. You don't really need a lot of stamina in the game. As you can see, the bar of my HP is really long. Now again, it's longer than it should be because I have a 10% bonus of a rune that gives me 10% more bonus. So it's longer than it actually is. But my best stamina, my base HP, excuse me, on a level 100 build is going to be 50, which is the hard cap. It's going to give me around 1500 HP. And yeah, look how much this fucker hits. There you go, dead. So That's as a general tip. Don't increase stamina, at least don't increase it right away. Start increasing vitality, because that's really important. Start increasing vitality, and I will say start increasing vitality and pick a weapon that you are comfortable with, a weapon that you like. Of course, you're not gonna know what weapons you like and what weapons you don't like until you try them all out, or you try a couple. I'm gonna give you a few advices on that. The axe that you're given at the beginning of the game is actually a pretty good strength weapon. So and the moveset is incredible. Not even for PvP is really good. So if you want to choose the axe and try it, it's really good. And the charge R2 attack is amazing. So the axe is a really good starting weapon, but it's a strength starting weapon. So if you pick the axe, you will have to increase vitality and then strength. Now the soft cap for strength is the same as for HP. Is 30 soft cap. Soft cap is when you start seeing a decrease in the increase of the bonus of increasing that stat. Sounded kind of weird, but yeah, it's just diminishing returns. It's called. It's when you start seeing a less increase bonus of damage for a certain weapon. You start seeing it at 30 when you reach 30 in strength, and it's equal in all weapons. So when you reach 30, you start seeing a decrease, and when you reach 50, you will no longer increase the. The diminishing returns will be so high that you will actually need to increase the stat to 2 levels to actually gain 1 point. So that's just a waste of points. So at 50 is the hard cap. It means that you shouldn't go above 50. So that's my advice. The axe. So general advice again: vitality and the stat from the weapon that you choose. Now you have a lot of trick weapons. They are called like that, trick weapons, in the game. But for the starting weapons that are surely the ones you're going to use first, if you like strength, I will go for the axe, no doubt. If you like a more challenging first walkthrough and maybe learn more about the game, that means look at this fucker. Motherfucker. Yeah. So if you like a more challenging gameplay, choose the cane. The cane is amazing. It's my favorite weapon in the game. Actually, I like it more than this katana, which I really like. The katana is my second best, but I really like the cane. The cane is like a little sword, like a short sword in its first form, and when you press the R1, when you press the L1, it's gonna transform into a whip, actually, into a serrated whip, which is incredible for hitting enemies that are far away. And the thing is, the transformation doesn't have a charge attack. It has just a hard-hitting whip attack. So you only have a charge attack with the normal short sword cane transformation. So what you're gonna see if you use that weapon is that you're gonna you're just gonna have less feeling of strength or how can I put it? The game is gonna be more challenging. It's It's gonna be more challenging, no doubt, because of it. And look at this. Yeah, usually when you get two enemies that hit hard, especially a giant, just run back and try to get only one to chase you. Or if you run back a certain period of time, you actually pacify the enemies, so you can come back and maneuver through the enemies again. Generally, don't take too many enemies at once. Even you're going to have to do it, right? Because that's how the game is constructed. Here we're gonna take the shortcut. I activated the shortcut, right? Yeah. So yes, as I was saying, the cane makes the game more challenging just because of the nature of the cane. It's more difficult, it's more skillful, as the stat actually declares it. The stat for the cane is not dexterity, is skill. So actually it takes a lot of skill to use the cane, and it's no pun intended. So yeah, and if you want strength, is the I wouldn't say easier way, because the game will be still hard if you play it for the first time, but it's the safest way, because it hits strong. It hits really strong with the bosses and enemies. It has a long reach. The transformation attack has actually a longer cleaver weapon. The normal weapon is just an axe, a short axe, but the other looks like a long axe or a cleaver or something like that. That is really cool. So, and the other weapon, the other starting weapon is the butcher's. I think I don't remember the name, but is the weapon that's on all the photos of the game and the posters and whatever. That's CGI. It's a good weapon. It's more of a quality weapon than a strength one. Quality means that you will have to increase strength and skill both at the same time, and it's just gonna take more points. But if you want to do a first playthrough with that weapon, you just increase it evenly. Increase vitality and strength and dexterity. Take turns. I will say 2/1 in the distribution will be rather safely. That means level up 2 times HP and 1 time strength, and then level up 2 times HP and 1 time dexterity. And with fortifying the weapon with more shards, should make the game finishable. Really, you shouldn't have a problem with finishing the game with that weapon either. So any starting weapon is good. The game is not as before, when you wouldn't know actually if you like the weapon in his. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit. I did the dodge because I thought it was going to dodge past her, and she just pushed me into the abyss. GG. Good game. So once again, as I was saying, just remember to pick a weapon that you kinda like. Try it out a bit. There are many weapons that you're going to encounter through the game. If I will say my advice again, is it will be the axe as the first weapon that you can acquire, or the cane if you want a more fun and challenging playthrough. And then later in the game you could go for, if you choose strength as your primary stat, For weapons, you could go with the Ludwig's sword, which is actually sort of quality, but I have a character that has the Ludwig sword and I have like 600 AR, that's attack rating. So really, you can go wrong with the Ludwig sword. It's a short sword and a long sword at the same time. Or just pick the Kirk hammer, which is a short sword and transform into a giant hammer, which is absolutely fantastic. If you saw or if you see my boss run with my first character, I'm using the Kirk hammer. So if you're curious about that, and and later I'm using the Ludwig's Holy Blade. So if you want to check those weapons, just see my Bloodborne. What the fuck am I even saying? My boss run, and you will see those weapons in action. So yeah, that's the priority. That's my salute to the fucking old hag that threw me towards the abyss. And here we go, moving towards the boss. And after that boss, we will be able to get the runes to make our character stronger in many ways. So, having finished the talk about stats, finally, I should have given this talk in the first chapters, but seeing that this is a 20-minute chapter, I prefer to give it here, because if I'm not, I would have to resume it in shorter words, and it's not really that fun or advisable. So, by the way, to get this katana you have to go to Kanehurst Castle and defeat a boss called Martyr Logarius, and when you join a certain covenant that is after the boss, you will be able to buy this sword. So if that's what you want to do, I have the boss Martyr Logarius in my boss run, so you can check that fight. And if you have questions, or you wanna see how to actually get to Kanehurst Castle exactly, just put it in the comments and I can show you. But again, in Google there are many tutorials already, so just look for one of them. I made many tutorials, but I really don't see any content before doing my own. I really didn't watch any walkthrough of this game. I just played it for the first time, and then playing for second and third and fourth and five until I got used to places and where items are, and just doing my playthrough my way. I don't like watching other people's playthrough before doing mine, if I know that I'm going to do one. I watch gameplay though. I haven't saw much gameplay in PvE with this sword. That's what I wanted to do, PvE walkthrough with this sword, because everyone uses this build for PvP, because supposedly it's overpowered, even though it isn't. And you're gonna say, yeah, it's actually overpowered because you put bone marrow ash in the weapon and the Evelyn, the pistol, and it actually shoots like a truck. So, and the katana can, in 3 or 4 hits, can kill someone. And this is actually true. But why do I say it's not really overpowered? Because when you see that someone is using the katana and the Evelyn, you just take measures. You keep on the move. You know they're gonna try to shoot you. You will see them charging the bone marrow ash into the gun. When you see that, you have to be on the move, because they're going to try to shoot you. They're going to try to close distance on you, because as you can see, this weapon needs to be in the close distance. So when they close distance with its weapon and you see them charge it with blood, just go back and maybe try to parry it, or maybe go back and they will get the blood out of the weapon, because believe me, they don't want to lose a lot of blood when you're doing PvP. So just play it safe when you see a Chikage build. The sword is called Chikage. So, and just attack them from the distance whenever you can. If you close spaces, just close rapidly, try to attack, don't get parried, just close, don't close distance, don't ever close distance from the front, because if you do it, they're gonna try to parry you instantly, and eventually they're gonna get it. So close distance from the side, just move from a side and use the R1 to close the distance with the weapon, and try to chip the damage that way. Treat the Chikage build like if it was like a fucking disease. Don't try to touch the character, don't try to get close too much to the character, because they're gonna spam the R1 and they're gonna fucking kill you. And don't try to stay move all the time, move all the fucking time, because if you move all the fucking time, they won't get a shot on you. So always go 360 around them, always move, and you will notice that you will begin to win against these builds, because again, in the forums and in a lot of Twitch guys, they are having the discussion of this build being OP and killing everyone, but that's just because people don't know how to defend against it. It's the same fucking old story as with Dark Souls 1, Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, and all the builds that eventually got nerfed, because this sword will get nerfed eventually, no doubt. So, because these games were never meant to be the thing is this, the invasion system and these games were never meant to be balanced. This is not Mortal Kombat, guys. Why no one understands this? This is not Mortal Kombat. It's not supposed to be balanced. Not even Mortal Kombat is actually balanced, but this is not supposed to be a fighting game. It's supposed to be a story game, an action RPG with some elements of multiplayer. But it's not supposed to be a fight club or a fair PvP system. So when they start nerfing everything and everything actually is the same, it's just fucking boring. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. So we're gonna end the video here, guys. The next chapter is a boss. So we see each other in the next chapter. As always, thanks for listening and for watching, and take care.